gotta say, I'm kind of nervous about starting this series because if I fail, it's going to be on the internet for everyone to see. But screw it, I'm gonna make it anyway. Hey everyone, how's it going? So I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or not, but in another video of mine I talked about how I want to get into medicine and how I've been wanting to do this for a little while, but I've been kind of apprehensive to talk about it on my channel in case, you know, I don't get in or I fail or just I have to explain myself, and I was trying to avoid doing that because it is scary. It is a scary long procedure and there are no guarantees. But having said that, I'm in the position now where I'm looking at a lot of other YouTube videos talking about their experience of how they got into medicine, the entry exams, how they got work experience, writing a personal statement, and all of that fun stuff. And one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of these videos that people have made, they have made in retrospect. So a lot of them who have already made videos, they've made videos talking about their prior experiences. So what I thought I would do is start a series called, I don't know, the Medicine Diaries or the Med School Diaries. In fact, if you have a name for this series, do leave it below because I'm interested to hear. But I thought I would make a series where I would document my entire steps as it happens. And don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing that some of these YouTubers sit and speak about all of their experiences. But personally, what I would benefit from right now is to kind of watch a documentation of somebody going through all of the steps. And because I couldn't necessarily find something that I could relate to, I thought, why not make it? I gotta say that the best part about doing this documentation is that I will be able to share with you every single realistic and up-to-date detail about getting into medicine as it's happening. Because I know something I find quite daunting is when I watch other people talk about their experiences. Sometimes it does sound all too easy, and I know that it's not. So this can be a better representation, I suppose. But, and there is a very big but, and that is if I fail, if I make mistakes, if I don't get into my universities of choice, or if I don't get in at all to medicine, that means that I will have to sit here, speak to a camera, and however many of you are watching, and tell you that I failed. And that is a scary thing to do, guys. It's hard enough telling your friends and family about your shortcomings, but a bunch of strangers, that's kind of scary. But having said that, I've thought long and hard about this, and I think if something like that should happen and I don't end up getting into medicine, or if I change my mind, or if something happens, I think, again, documenting the whole process will be a good experience to share because it will just show you the reality of things. But, I mean, having said that, let's be optimistic and let's hope I get in so I will have some good news to share with you. But yeah, keeping my fingers crossed. So now that I've given you a little bit of an introduction about what the series is and the kind of things I want to make, I just want to say that if you're interested in being a doctor, or if you're just curious about how to get into medicine, then join the journey and press subscribe down below. That way we can just hang out and, you know, drink tea and chat about stuff. And also, I know today's video is more of a sit-down chatty video just because I'm trying to, you know, update you on everything thus far. But in the future, I think what would be quite nice is for me to vlog some more of my medicine-related experiences. So assuming that I actually get permission, I think it would be quite nice for me to show you some of my hospital work placements, or, you know, talk to you about some of the courses I've been on and vlog them. And I guess to be a little bit more specific, the kind of things that I have in mind that I want to share are things like entry exams. So like UKCAT, I've got my delightful book over here, but I've just realized I need to buy the updated version because a new section has been added. So I want to talk about entrance exams, I want to talk about personal statements, I want to talk about work experiences, why I want to do medicine personally, if there are other medical related courses that you might consider if being a doctor is not something you want to do directly, etc, etc. And I want to keep this series as interactive as possible, so any questions, then just shoot at me down below. Alright, so let's get on to a slightly more rambly part of the video, and that is where I basically share with you what I've done so far, so then we can take this series on from this video onwards. Firstly, if you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Atousa, I am 23, and at the moment I'm studying a Masters in Translational Cancer Research at King's College London. The master's I'm doing currently is a research master's, so it is an MRes as opposed to an MSc. And I will make a separate video about that later because, you know, it is more research based as opposed to medicine. But that's what I'm doing currently. My undergraduate degree I did at Newcastle University, and that was in biomedical sciences. And again, I've got a whole bunch of videos on biomedical sciences in case that's something you want to consider as well as medicine. So I guess long story long, when I was 16, 17, I really wanted to do medicine. I was always interested in the sciences, working with people, and I can't really describe to you maybe a specific event that made me want to do it. I just always was really fascinated in the topic. But the one thing that I didn't necessarily take into account when I was 17, 16 was that I wasn't ready as a person to embrace all of the challenges that comes with going into medicine. I was quite shy. I, didn't ask people for things. I was scared of rejection. I didn't have a lot of confidence in my abilities. But having said that, I was still really in love with science, and I was really in love with the research and learning all about that. And that's why I decided to go and do biomed. But it's kind of funny how things kind of go full circle, because after doing my degree, I fell even more in love with the course, and now I'm doing my master's. Again, I absolutely love the research side. But having said that, I don't think it's fulfilling enough for me, so I want to pursue a route that's more directly involved with dealing with people. And if some of you guys are watching this and you're young and you can relate to me when I say that, I wasn't the most confident person and, I had trouble speaking up and things like that. If you're that person, just believe me, by working on things, you will get better. I'm a thorough believer that self-confidence is like a muscle, and I really hope that some of the things I can share with you through this series can help you guys out on your way, whether you want to do medicine or whether you want to do something completely different. Anyway, so after I did my undergraduate degree, I decided to take a year out. I had initially planned to go traveling for that year, but some of our plans changed and I ended up just getting a casual retail job and a tutoring job for the 12 months that I took off. And sometimes I look back and I think, well, maybe I could have done my master's earlier, or maybe I could have done something a bit more productive. But having said that, I feel like those 12 months of doing something that I didn't want to do really shaped me as a person and made me realize what I do want to do. And I guess that is a really big piece of advice that I can tell you, having gone through the whole thing myself, is that if you're not sure, take a year off. Don't dive into something that you're half-hearted about. Because it's much easier to realize that you don't want to work behind a bar for the rest of your life than to be in the middle of a 3-year degree and be like, oh, actually, I don't think geography is for me, or I don't think English is for me. Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but back to the whole medicine thing. Let's just rewind back to when I was 17. Even during that time, I did manage to get myself a bunch of work experience to do. So I did end up shadowing a consultant anaesthetist for a couple of days. I also did a couple of hours of volunteering a week at a stroke clinic. And I generally did a lot of involvement in things in school. So for example, I founded a medical society in our 6th form. And if you guys are interested about how I got those work experiences, especially as I was under 18 back then do leave your questions below. But for the purpose of these series, I'm going to talk about the experiences that I'm trying to hustle and get right now. So to kind of wrap up everything I've said so far, I just want to say that I'm super excited about starting this series. I really hope things work out, and I mean, the goal for me is medicine September 2018, just because right now I will have to apply in October 2017 and that will be for September 2018. So fingers crossed. That is the goal. And I'm very excited to welcome you guys on this journey with me if you would like to come along. As I said, any questions, just fire away and I will try and make these series as engaging and as informative as I possibly can. Thank you very much if you managed to get through the end of this video. I know I rambled a lot. But all in all, guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day. And until next time, take care and I'll see you later.